So we're going to look at the solution to question 2 in the exam paper. This was question 2. We have a variable here x set to 10. We have a while loop, and we have a system.out.print statement. Within that statement, we have this tricky little minus x. So what this will do is Java will change the value of x and then run the system.out.print statement. So at the start of the program, x is equal to 10. Java changes that to 9 and then does the system.out.print. So at the moment, x is 9. Java changes it to 8 and then it displays the result. So x is 8, we change it to 7, and then the result is displayed. X is 7, we change it to 6, and then display. Now, at this moment, x is equal to 6, which is still greater than 5. 6 becomes 5, and we display the result, and then that kills the condition of the loop. So the correct answer is B. So we're going to look at question 5. Question 5 is quite interesting. We have two classes, the house class, which has a very useful method that we will be using later called getAddress, and also the town class. The town class is interesting because we have a instance variable here which is a house array. So there is the connection between these two classes. We also have a method called getHouses, which returns a reference to that house array. Okay? Now, in a main program, we construct a town object. And we pass it a parameter, which is a reference to a house array. So basically, we're populating this. Okay? Take a moment to look at that if you're not sure what I'm talking about. Okay, the problem is to write code. What code below will loop through Manchester's house array and display the address of each house? Without even looking at the answers, let me show you how I would do this. Okay? So let me just write out that line of code again. Our town object, Manchester, equals a new town object with a reference to an array of houses called town houses. Now I know that my town objects have a method called getHouses, which gives me a pointer to the house array. So let's use that. I'm going to construct a new house array called H, which equals Manchester dot get houses. So I now have a reference to Manchester's house array. This is pointing to Manchester's house array. And I can now loop through that array for int I is less than equals 0 to I is less than h dot length I plus plus. And let's just refresh ourselves on the problem. Write code. What code will loop through Manchester's house array and display the address of each house? Okay, so I'm going to loop through the array, and I'm going to system.out.print h I dot get address. Okay. Every element of my H array, every element points to a house object, and every house object has a getAddress method. This is the house class. It has a getAddress method. So system.out.print hi.getAddress. And that's my answer. Do any of the recommended answers look like that? Well, actually, B does. We set up a pointer to Manchester's house array. We loop through the array and we print out the address of each element in the array. The answer is C. So we're going to have a quick look at question 7. Question 7 gives us a Boolean expression and asks us, which of these does this expression evaluate to? Does it evaluate to the same as x, or the same as y, or the same as x and y, or the same as x or y, or the same as x doesn't equal y? And I'm going to show you how I would go about solving this problem. It is tricky, but it's doable if you understand your Boolean algebra. So if I look at x and y, every possible combination is... These are the 4 possible combinations of x and y. Here is our Boolean expression. And now let's plug these values into the expression and see what the result is. So x is 0, y is 0, 0 or 0 is 0, or 0 is 0. 0, 1. 0 or 1 is 1. 1 or 0 is 1. 1, 0. 1 or 0 is 1. 1 or 1 is 1. And we can guess that this is 1. Let's just go through it. 1 or 1 is 1. 1 or 1 is 1. So this expression here evaluates to this. Now, very quickly, 0, well, it's not the same as x. It's not the same as y. It's different, isn't it? Is it the same as x and y? X and y, that would be 0, that would be 0, that would be 0, that would be 1. So x and y is 0, 0, 0, 1. It's not the same. X or y, 0, 1, 1, 1. This is the answer. The answer is D.